That's a really good point, and that's the real reason why I desire to create a system, a methodology around the tactical, strategic part of how you compete and how you learn how to win. Whether you win or lose on the scoreboard, winning in a different mindset. Like I've competed at the best I could today, and that's going to put me in a position to win on the scoreboard. And there are certain things that are out of my control, but yet I can cause things to occur the way I maybe would like for them to occur. And so I like the way you phrase that there, that you build the technical and the physical and those things that enhance the better performance of a player around the tactical strategic part. And since 2012 I've been doing this, and the players seem to just take on the responsibility of being more physical, like working out or really paying attention to their form and function, because it's how they're going to get through and be successful in the point. So they have a clear understanding of, why do I need some form and function, and why do I need it to maintain its stability? Because I want to win. So it's the how and the when and the where and the what is extremely important, but it can't be ever more important than the why. Because if you don't ever ask, why am I hitting 1,000 forehands, or why am I hitting 1,000 backhands in this way, then it doesn't transfer when you get into a match and you start keeping score. Because keeping score is the ultimate. That's where pressure comes from. Because if we don't keep score, there's no pressure.
Yeah, I think you got to. When you are in a situation where the meaning, if you like, so the question why isn't being asked or answered,
right?
That's when you have a motivation problem. Whereas, if you were to look at other coaching systems, the very heavy emphasis on repetition, and I'm not mentioning any names. I've used the repetition method myself. Okay. But when it's done at the expense of competition and the tactical, we can see problems arising.
So one of the radical, I don't know if it's radical, but if you look at overall, I think it's a radical, revolutionary thing, is to actually keep score more in practice. And especially when you're trying to use the power of two shots in a row and the sequential combination and scoring those together. So I only score a point if I make those two shots, yes, and in a pattern sequence. And so tell me a little bit about what you experienced yesterday with Cole when I said, I want you to do this pattern, and I'm going to hold you accountable to that pattern. And the idea of getting them introduced to automating certain patterns when the ball lands in certain parts of the court, instead of just making a decision on the fly. So what did you experience when you saw me doing that, and then keeping score and doing so and holding that player accountable to the two shots and the pattern?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first thing I noticed was that he was, once you did hold him to account and he was to execute a particular sequence, he was better. Not just a little better or a bit better, but it was better in the sense that it was almost flawless, right? So it looks like a routine. So if you were, say, watching, I don't know, ice skating or, a gymnastics, it looks like that, coordinated purpose. That's what you see. And that is the end result. And the other thing is that you see them struggle to adopt this sequential thinking again and again, at least at Cole's stage. He was struggling with it. That's why why I think you had to make sure that he was able to do that, or he was doing it time and time again. So initially you told him what sequence, and then, and this is what I do with mine, I ask them what sequence they've just hit. Most of the time they won't give you an answer, and I think, as we found with one student yesterday, because they're scared of giving the wrong answer. Okay. But yeah, initially holding them or giving them the sequence that you want them to do, but then moving towards them deciding which sequence. So initially you've got the planning part of the point before the point starts, and then you've got the actually execution of that plan.